Okay, all right, here. I got another story for you.
Bet.
Another case. Another case. This one is known as a Hyena of Queretaro. Now, this one is so insane for the fact that we were talking earlier when it comes to like sentencing, for prison stuff, for the crimes you commit. This one, many believe don't match.
Okay.
Like the sentencing just doesn't match with the crime. And you'll find out why. And a lot of people get pretty mad at this. And it's kind of insane, like the ending details with it. But yeah, this case so crazy. Now, Claudia Miangos is the mother's name, the person we'll be talking about in this story. And she was born in Mazatlan, Mexico. And she was a very outgoing person, super happy, super nice, liked socializing, just some normal stuff, nothing bad with her. And she was the youngest of all her siblings. And she lived a pretty normal life growing up. Nothing crazy happened to her, nothing traumatizing, pretty happy, pretty outgoing. And after high school, she ended up marrying her husband, whose name was Alfredo Gutierrez. They ended up having 3 children, one named Maria, one named Alfredo, and one named Nana. Now, after the marriage, having the kids, they ended up moving to Querétaro shortly after. And the 3 children were enrolled to a Catholic school.
Okay.
Where she also worked at. Claudia also worked at, and she worked as a catechism teacher there. After a while, her and her husband started to have problems. They would fight a lot, argue a lot. It was never anything violent, but it was just to the point where they kind of realized, things weren't going to get better. So they ended up splitting up. They got divorced. And after this, she started showing symptoms of poor mental health.
Okay.
Now I'm talking, she starts to experience heavy psychotic attacks that included having hallucinations of demons and angels. She would see these things like talk to her almost a lot of the times. For several days, Claudia had started hearing voices in her head. So super schizophrenic type stuff. Just voices in her head at all times. They'd get loud, just talking to her no matter what. Now, on April 24th of 1989, Claudia and her husband, Alfredo, had gone into a heated argument after Alfredo had dropped off the kids at her house one night. When he left the house, Claudia went upstairs, tucked in the kids into bed, put them to sleep, and she proceeded to go to her room to go to bed as well. But at 4 a.m., she ended up waking up to very loud voices in her head talking to her. And she got desperate for help. So she decided to call her friend Veronica. And she tried to calm her down on the phone and told her, later in the morning when we wake up, I'll go over to your house to comfort you, all these things. After the call, this is where it gets insane, bro. This is where it gets insane. After the call, Claudia went to the kitchen. She grabbed 3 knives from the kitchen, proceeded to go to her son's room, Alfredo's room, leaned over on his bed, grabbed his arm, and she chopped off his hand.
Damn.
And obviously he feels it, starts screaming loud, crying, like loud, to the point where it wakes up the older sister, Maria. She comes in to the room, sees what's happening. She starts crying, screaming, telling her mom to stop. Claudia, after attacking the son, she ends up going to Maria, ends up stabbing her 6 times with a different knife. Because remind you, she got 3 knives from the kitchen. So she switched the knives and then attacked her other daughter, stabbing her 6 times. And after that, she switched to her 3rd knife now. And she goes to attack the other daughter, Anna. Ends up stabbing her right through the heart for this one.
Damn.
Completely taking her out right there with that stabbing. After all of that, Claudia ended up trying to slice her wrists, her chest, I guess in an attempt of offing herself.
Yeah.
Later that morning, Veronica, the friend that she called to comfort her, she ended up coming back to the house, as she said she would in the call.
Yeah.
She goes upstairs to check on the rooms, and she sees everyone just like dead on the beds.
Damn,
everyone, the son being attacked, hand being chopped off, amputated, We got one of the daughters stabbed multiple times. The other daughter stabbed right through the heart. Yeah. And then there was also Claudia, the mom, who had tried to slit her wrist trying to off herself. And she noticed that her eyes were like half awake. So knowing that she could possibly be saved, she ends up calling the police, the ambulance, everyone arrives. The kids, it was too much for them, so they ended up passing away because of that. And Claudia got taken to the hospital, was treated, and ended up surviving actually everything that happened, even though she tried to off herself. Yeah. After investigation and stuff, the cops had put her into questioning after, when she recovered a little bit. And she was saying how the voices were making her do all this. Yeah. That's the reason she attacked her own children. And basically just the voices, all this stuff, that's the fault she put into it. And because of that, obviously she was guilty. And she ended up getting a sentencing. Now, here's the crazy part, bro. She got sentenced to 30 years in a mental institution. Mm-hmm. Not a normal prison, because she was having very high schizophrenic type things with her. Yeah. So she got sent to a mental institution for 30 years. And she was released in 2019. Oh, shit. So right now she's out free. Yeah. Completely free. Like nothing happened right now. Mm-hmm. She only got sentenced 30 years over the murder of her 3 children. All ages under 12 years old. 12 years and under. And obviously she blamed on the voices in her head because she was having all these psychotic attacks, schizophrenia. She was evaluated by like doctors and her mental health and all this, and they did confirm that she had like schizophrenic attacks and all these different things that made her do this, unfortunately. But yeah, so all that happened. She was sentenced. She's currently out right now. 2019, she got released. Damn. So she's free, and it caused a lot of outrage in the media and everything, because 30 years is, many people say not enough. Yeah. Like she should be there forever, basically, which makes sense.
3 kids, yeah.
Because, you see this case with, other people. Like, most people are getting 300 years in prison, whatever it is. But she only got 30 years in a mental institution, not even a normal prison. Mental institution. Only 30 years. She's released now. The scary part that a lot of people talk about, too, is the house is also known as a house of the hyena because of all the screams that the children had during that night. And it woke up neighbors and everything because of how loud they were. And obviously hyenas, they're loud. They have they make weird noises as well. If you guys know, familiar with the animal. And that's why it's called that. And many people say to this day, that house, if you were to walk past it, you will see figures moving through the windows and stuff, shadows. I believe it's abandoned right now. Mm-hmm. But you'll see all these different things. And many people say that you also hear things coming from the house, including the screams and the cries of the children to this day.
Damn, bro.
And apparently one of the most haunted, terrifying places you can visit in the area.
What's the mom doing? Do you know? Just
chilling, I think, right now, trying to, get back into life, society.
Yeah, she'd be free. She's been free for 5 years.
Yeah.
6 almost, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. It's crazy because, I'm telling you, people were mad. People were mad that she's out now because 30 years, many believe, is not enough. Mm-hmm. So I believe she even has some type of protection because of that. Yeah. Because a lot of people believe she does not deserve to be out at all.
Bro. Dude, I wonder what that is like.
That's the story. Yeah. Wild to tell you to do these type of things as well. Mm-hmm. Crazy as hell. Yeah, because I've heard crazy things about schizophrenia. We've heard crazy things where you hear voices in your head all the time. And it was crazy because one time I got interested in it, just looking at it. And I watched this video on YouTube